Welcome to Unfiltered Hummingbird. I am your host, Camellia. Hey, we're going to unpack some questions, interview some guests, have a little fun together. Come on, let's get to it. So, we're still talking about goals and about our accomplishing our goals. Last week, I had a guest on the podcast, Jineen, from her podcast is Intentional Queen Journey, and part of her logo is a number eight. The eight to her represents her journey. It is something that God used in her life to let her know that her life is meant to inspire women. And that's how she found her space to inspire and encourage women by the number eight. You know, God reveals his way and his purpose for us in so many different ways. And for that we are truly grateful. So part of recognizing your journey is Janine brought up last time is that it's about loving yourself, getting to know who you are, right? So, on our journey, I wanted to tackle some excuses that we use to make us feel comfortable. Come on, we all have excuses. All of us do. We use them all the time for not completing our dream, or we use excuses for not living the life that we dream of, or for not doing the things that we really want to do, but we find an excuse not to do it. So, one of the big ones, let's talk about the word but. Yes, but. We all use but. I was listening to some training and I heard the training professor say, let's get rid of the word but. I said, that's interesting. Now, let me give you some examples of the word but and how we use them. But it's too hard. It's too risky. Oh, but it will take too long. But it's overwhelming. But I feel overwhelmed. But I don't have time. I use that one a lot. But I don't have time. We all do. Every single one of these things, these but expressions we have all used, right? So, but to me is like an excuse. So we use the word but to keep us comfortable where we are. But it's too overwhelming. So I'm going to stay right here where I'm content, where I feel safe. But come on, friends, life is uncomfortable. There are times when it is so comfortable and so lovely, and those are good times. But we have ebbs and flows in life. And sometimes the word but will keep us in the valley. It'll keep us living this right here life when we have thoughts and dreams of living way up here. But the only way to get past that and to get up there is to stop using the word but. But. I heard someone say sometimes we just need to move but out the way. And I think that's right. We need to move but out the way. Try to stop using it. Think about it. Think about it today. How many times have you used the word but? In the next 3 days, take inventory of how many times you use the word but as an excuse. But this, but that. Think about it. Remember those phrases I talked about? But it's too hard. It's too risky. I'm too overwhelmed. I don't have time. I don't have time is a good one. They all sound familiar, right? So, in the next 3 days, let's see how many times you actually can count how many times you use the word but. So, when you think about it, stay in that space. What are you saying but to? What is that but tied to? Is it tied to something that you really want to do, but you're making excuses for yourself not to do them? Well, let me tackle one of them. But I don't have time. Oh, yeah, that's a big one, right? But I don't have time. So, this represents us being overextended or our insufficiencies. We use the word but I don't have time because but I don't have enough time to do it the way I want to do it. Or our inefficiencies. Well, I don't think I can do it. It doesn't matter how much time I have, but I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't have time, right? Sound familiar? So let's tackle that one. I'm going to help you. And as I help you, I'm helping myself too. Okay. So we're in this all together. This is a life episode we can live out together. Okay. So instead of saying, but I don't have time, let's think about what that but is tied to, right? So instead of saying, but let's tie it to something that we can do. Let's flip it. For an example, if you don't have time, I can make time for this on this date. And at that point, I want you to think about something. Truly think about this statement getting ready to say. We all make time for what we want to do. Yes, we do. We make time for what we really want to do. So if what we need to do is something that we're adding that but to, let's remove the but and let's stop being lazy and let's just do it. One thing that I say all the time is the quickest way to laziness and procrastination is action. Quickest thing out of fear is action, too. You have to do something. Don't give yourself time to think about it and talk yourself out of it. Do it quickly. So, we're still on that analogy. Remember, we're talking about, but I don't have time. So, we all make time for what we want to make time for. So if you're going to get ready to say but, change it around and say, oh, I can make time for this on this date. Try that. Another thing, stop work. Okay. So stop doing busy work. Yeah, the stuff that you just do when you know you could be doing something else. Instead of watching TV, fold up your clothes and watch TV. Instead of just sitting and scrolling through your phone, you can clean up. You can clean that kitchen up. You can mow the yard, whatever those chores are. I'm laughing because that's a journey, right? That's a journey. That's something that we have to be intentional about. When we make the statement of but I don't have time, we are intentionally saying that whatever we're doing or whatever that we propose to do is more important than what we really want to do. So we have to be mindful and think about the busy work that we're doing, something else that doesn't take place. So if it's of a lesser priority, move it out the way and do what you need to do. Yeah, this takes work. This is homework, guys. This is your action. This is your call to action. It will take work. Yes, it will take work. So another thing is that change the way you look at things. Change your perspective. So instead of saying, but I don't have time, what do you have time for? Be realistic, be honest about what you have time for, and then say that. Write these things down. It helps. Journaling is so key. I journal about everything. I have so many journals all over this house. My husband is always saying, "You got another journal?" But I love journaling because it's a way that I'm able to get things out of me. So, and to me, when I'm writing it, I'm intentionally writing, so I'm paying attention to what I'm writing. So it helps me focus. So when we're talking about moving butt out the way, write down some things that you have actually said. You've heard yourself say, but I can't. Because life is uncomfortable. We have to get used to being uncomfortable. Get used to being uncomfortable. My husband says that all the time. And if we could get used to being uncomfortable, we're going to start removing, we're going to first recognize the excuses that we're giving ourselves. And once you recognize it, it's going to make you want to do something about it because you write it down and you're like, no, I don't need to do this right here. I don't need to, well, I don't have to wash dishes today. I can give that chore to my children. I mean, I can write down, why am I not losing weight? Well, because I eat whatever I want to eat and I eat at all times and I do not work out. but I want to lose weight, but I am tired. So, in order to help you remove that but from that statement, that example of, but I want to lose weight or but I'm tired, I'm going to start writing down when am I using but. So, when I get off, I could take a walk. I can start moving around. These are little things that we can do, intentional things, right? You have to be intentional in order to move the but out the way. So, your call to action. Think about what you're saying. Think about the excuses you're giving yourself and allow yourself to have no more excuses. We have one life. Ah, let's live it to the best. Live your best life. And to me, your best life is doing what you love to do. Doing what you love to do. Why not? Right? Come on. Life's too short. Remove the but and remove the excuses and be intentional. Intentional. Be intentional.
All right, that's all we have for today. Join me next time on Unfiltered Hummingbird. I am your host, Camellia. Until then, have a blessed day.